Well, good morning to you, everyone. Happy wet Wednesday here in Central Texas. If you are one of the people who is not here in Central Texas that does join us here every single morning, it is a rainy start to the day.
It really is, and we need the rain. Of course, Zach's been tracking it all morning long, and you can follow him on Facebook for the latest updates. But let's start with our first topic of discussion this morning. We're talking about this study that career experts actually conducted, and it's about not meeting your deadlines at work. Well, you can just blame your coworkers because apparently your coworkers may be limiting how productive you are in the office. And
I've been saying this about you and Zach for I can't even tell you how long.
Zach.
I'm over here making sure that we get the show on the air and have a good time, and our producers are working hard behind the scenes, and you guys are just talking away. In between breaks, you guys wouldn't believe it. So I can see why a lot of people might believe this.
That's not the case, and you know it. But yeah, apparently people who talk too much distract you from getting your job done, and it limits what you're getting done in your day. So let us know, are your coworkers to blame for your productivity? I mean, I can totally see that if you're in a good discussion with somebody, but you have work to do, it can be hard to be like, hey, let's talk about this later. I've got to finish my work. For me, I like to just, yes, we all get distracted, and yes, we have great conversation in our newsroom, but I try to stay as focused as possible if I do have something I need to get done. So yeah, I can see it being a thing.
Yeah, so this is coming from other productivity killers are people with a bad attitude, poor communication skills. Yeah, absolutely. I think that we all know that a bad attitude
that's the worst.
It can really be a dampener on the culture in any particular work environment. And good morning to you, Martin. A very good wet Wednesday morning to you. We're seeing a lot of rain across Central Texas this morning, which can also put a dampener on your productivity, I feel like. Sometimes it makes you not want to go to work in the morning. I know I woke up when my alarm went off. I heard that rain outside, and I was like, oh, wouldn't today just be the day? Wouldn't today be the day?
I rarely feel like that with the rain, but today was one of those days because the thunder was so loud, and it was just like there was lightning, and I was like, oh, this would just be the perfect day to sleep in. But I want to get to our next topic of discussion because I think you guys at home will have a lot to weigh in on this one. Have you ever cheated on your partner with food?
What does that mean?
It's a weird question I'm asking because Sabra, of course, the hummus brand, polled people and found half of them make unhealthy choices behind their significant other's back. 55% even hide food around the house that their significant other doesn't know about, and they blame their partner for a bad influence on eating. Frank, good morning to you. Do you guys eat? Would you eat unhealthy foods or something behind your partner's back?
So is this a situation where you're both saying we got to eat healthier, we got to do it, we got to make sure that we cut down on the carbs and cut down on the sweets, and then you're scattering maybe chocolates or chips or bread throughout the house?
Yeah.
Wow. That is dedication. At that point, you got to say, well, I don't want to do the diet anymore.
I know, but sometimes you just don't want to disappoint your significant other if you guys have these goals, maybe even your, New Year's resolutions or to eat healthier, and you kind of are craving that chocolate. I wouldn't necessarily hide it, but I wouldn't be open about eating it either. I think if I had goals with a significant other, I just think that's my personal opinion.
You wouldn't be open about it, so you got to be honest. Isn't honesty the cornerstone of a relationship? And now all of a sudden you're sprinkling Doritos around the house to make sure you can get your fix?
No, I wouldn't hide it. I wouldn't. I would put it in a pantry or the fridge where it belongs. But I would definitely not be like, time to get a chocolate, and go eat it. I would definitely just go unwrap it, and if they see me eat it, cool. But
now you notably do hide hot Cheetos in your car. Are you hiding that from anyone?
No, I think I try to keep that in the car to not have it in sight. So for me, I like to keep hot Cheetos. I love hot Cheetos. It's really bad. I got to start cutting back. But I hide a bag in my little glove compartment because if I'm hungry and I want a little snack, it's there, but it's not necessarily in sight to where it's like if it were at my desk, I'd finish the bag all day long. So that's what I do. I just hide it in my glove compartment and have a little snack if I'm hungry. Maybe I'm driving from shoot to shoot and I need a little booster.
You're not hiding your hot Cheetos in the laundry room or in the bathroom underneath the cupboard, nothing like that?
No. So that's good news. But you guys let us know if you guys have ever cheated on your partner with food. Good morning to you, Paula. Thank you guys for weighing in this morning and joining us on Still Up with 6. But yeah, no, I mean, would you hide food?
I don't think so. I think that I'm very open with my eating habits, and
Yeah.
if I want something to eat, I'm going to grab something to eat. Now I can see if maybe if your partner is on some kind of diet and it's tough for them to see the
And you want
kind
to
of
be
eating.
supportive.
Yeah, maybe in that manner you don't make a full-on announcement or
Oh,
bring in
yeah.
a steaming hot pizza, making the room smell good. But I can see that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. You want to be supportive, but you don't want to be, bragging and eating in front of them. Martin saying, team, have a blessed day. You have a blessed day as well, Martin.
Yeah, thanks so much, Martin. Thanks for being positive on this rainy Wednesday morning.
Yeah, so continuing, and tell us if you guys have any bad eating habits that you kind of hide from your partner. Let's see. If you're suddenly in a bad mood, it might be because your neighbor is snacking. Oh, wait, Barry weighing in, saying, oh, yes, I've been a closet eater before. Fat kid problems.
Hashtag fat kid problems. Barry, you have lost a significant amount of weight. And Barry's actually headed into surgery today, so we want to wish him all the best of luck, Barry. We are pulling for you.
Yeah, but Bill, this is a good one from Bill. He's saying, is it really cheating your partner or is it cheating yourself?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
One.
If you made a vow to yourself, if you've got maybe some kind of crutch, some kind of thing you keep going back to, whether it be any kind of vice, whether it be food, whether it be alcohol, whether it be whatever you're doing, if you keep going back to it because you feel like you need it, even if you're doing it behind someone else's back, at the end of the day, you're hurting yourself. That's a really good point from Bill, and I think that's a good thing to point out.
That really is. Thank you so much for that insight, Bill. That's a good point. Okay, so this next story, if you're suddenly in a bad mood, it might be because your neighbor is snacking. Speaking of snacks, a new survey found other people's mouth noises is the most cringe-worthy sound, and I have to agree, whether it's utensils on the plate or teeth or the dog licking itself. I don't know. There are noises that just really bother me.
My big pet peeve, I think, is this kind of stuff in the movie theater. Have you ever had that?
Oh, yeah.
Where someone close to you
people.
is just a loud chewer, and it's like it's all you can focus on the whole movie. I can see that. I mean, I think that there's
opening the bag. Have you ever had people who are just very loud with trying to get their snacks open, like pulling open the M&M bag, and they're like.
You got to start figuring that out during the previews.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. I mean, there are some really cringe-worthy sounds, I think. Yeah, my sister really doesn't like the dog licking itself. She has a dog, and she just cannot stand it. That noise. That could be a little. Ugh.
Utensils on a plate, that's a big one. That's the classic, the nails against the chalkboard, utensils on a plate.
Chewing.
It's just grating. It's just like, ugh.
I can't stand people eating chips really loudly with their mouth open.
Well, that's just manners.
Yeah, that's true too. Let's see. Sarah weighing in, I cannot stand loud chewing or chomping. Yeah.
With you, Sarah. Couldn't be any more with you. Loud chewing is a huge pet peeve.
It's rude. I mean, you got to think about the people around you. Doing it, especially if you're in the office and somebody's eating in the cubicle next to you. It's like they're trying to work.
Have you ever been in a quiet environment? And what comes to mind for me is sometimes they hand out the pretzels, the chips on planes, and everyone's sleeping.
Yeah.
And you're trying to take those. But it sounds so loud in your mouth. And you're like, oh man, this is loud. Because there's some foods there's no way around it. You're going to get that loud sound. So it's a matter of place and time. But
that is true.
Teresa says the dog licking itself for some reason I can't stand it. Okay, wow, that's incredible. So another just like your sister, can't stand it. And Melissa says, it is the worst. My 16-year-old son, when he eats or inhales his food.
Aww.
Melissa, you are correct. Teenagers are some of the worst offenders when it comes to loud chewing.
And then Apollo saying loud mouth chewing. Yeah, I can't stand that. Barry saying cell phone is the worst in the movie theater when the cell phone goes off. Yeah, I can't stand that. I've had that happen once or twice, and I almost say, turn off your phone.
He's saying cellophane. Cellophane. That's not the same as a cell phone.
Oh, I read cell phone from here. Sorry, guys.
Unbelievable.
Let's see. Smell triggers him. Corn nuts in a theater is another one.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes a certain type of smell I can see. When you sometimes hear a noise or you smell a smell, and for some reason you feel the switch inside you. You're like getting like a little bit of a bad mood. You get angry, and you're like, well, where is this anger coming from? Can it be really brought on by a scent? And it is. Yeah.
So I mean, there are so many people weighing in, telling us what noises bother them. So continue dropping in your comments there in the comments section. Eat salads for breakfast. That's what Clifford is saying.
So
maybe the noise of the lettuce.
But he also could be talking about the cheating on the thing.
Yeah, that's
Look
right.
at Sarah Hines with Alfredo's tagging Sarah in this GIF here, and I think that GIF really sums up the obnoxious eaters in all of our lives.
I can't stand the loud chewing. The loud chewing just gets me, and I think that's such a common bad habit that we see with people.
I probably was an offender when I was maybe a teenager or something.
You
like
ate
that.
loudly?
I don't know. I mean, I think the teenagers, you can be, especially teenage boys, a little slobby sometimes. A little, you know what I mean? A little bit.
All 5 fingers.
Figure out. All 5 fingers. Figure out the manners a little bit. It's the time to do it.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us. Continuing and dropping in your comments on what noises really just make you want to cringe so badly. For me, it's got to be the chewing.
I'm going to start chewing loudly around you.
No, he sits right in front of me. His desk is directly in front of me. And if you start chewing, I'm going to throw a pencil at you or something.
Okay. You heard it here first. If there's any violence, remember what happened.
I don't mean it that way.
We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Thanks for having a fun conversation with us here on Still Up with 6.